Welcome to 23B Old Portage Road, just at the side of the house here. We'll go inside quick, just a quick little scan. There's your driveway in, which is a right of way for the neighbor. But technically you should be able to take it to the back of your property, which is sort of just past where that car is parked. You can kind of see that little curb that snakes up around behind that bush and up against the garage. That looks like where the seller used to drive their vehicle up towards in the garage there. Probably room to park 2 cars, no problem, and a third there. I guess if you move up towards the property more, as long as the lane is clear for the neighbor, there'll be room. Let's just do the outside first since I'm here. We've got this hump here is the septic, and 2 lids are there, so there would be the intake for solids and a second lid there for your as it filters through. So it probably comes in there and then shoots off there and then elbows across, and there's probably, I'm gonna say 3 maybe 16-foot runs here. So not a super high performance septic, but there is only 2 bedrooms here with 1 bathroom, so it's probably not too bad. And I'm gonna guess that's probably a 600-gallon tank, which is probably a little undersized, but again, for the size of the home, probably not a big deal. The siding of the home, I'm gonna guess, is potential for asbestos. We would want to take a little sample of that and have it tested as a condition. Doesn't have to be a huge deal. You could just put strapping on the house and put siding right over it, just if you were to remove that siding. Otherwise, the disturbance of that could create a hazard that can damage someone's health very poorly. Looks like we have a New Earth architectural shingled roof, properly vented. When I started there, you saw some like soffits that were added, not traditional soffits. They were just like a little vent put up into the attic, which potentially could pass. It looks otherwise like this like kind of material they're using to seal that up might be failing a little bit, but maybe just some screws will fix that up. When you go inside the house, you will see where there's been some water penetration around here. I think you should be able to just dig that down and put some like wet tech or something there to potentially just divert the water. I did something similar on my property and just pulled it out like 18 inches, dug down a foot, and just put like a 45 degree of gravel there and filled it back in, so just to shoot the water down. But we don't know exactly where it's getting in, so you may want to go a bit deeper. Let's see if we can get into this little garage here. These footprints are not mine, there was a showing just before us. Yes, we can. It's pretty cool in here. The pad is in good shape. This cracking is pretty minor. I guess it's a little bit more over here. There's a bit of a sink, but nothing I'm super concerned about. Structurally, I think it is just what it is. This ridge beam is pretty minimal, but it doesn't really have to hold up much. We are electrified in here. Power brought into this little miniature pony panel here. Got a plug and a little light action going on. That's pretty much all I have to comment on in here. You can see a bit of a footing in the corner there. Some of this is like below grade. So for its lifespan, I would potentially consider clearing some of the soil from around there. Otherwise, the water is just going to continue to build up, and it will start eroding the products there, the finishing products. Otherwise, it's in pretty good shape. Like I think it's got some years left. You can see where someone's created a little retaining wall there to hold the earth back, and that's starting to tip a little bit. And that just allows you to get in. Oops, let's get that out of the way. Door could use a bit of leveling. That's where the hydro goes in. Old window and everything. They have put some eaves on this, which is good, because otherwise the water would be coming right down in front of the entranceway. Pretty minimal work, but it'll do. You can see where this is raised up on just some field stone or something. Not sure what that would have been. There is a hydro pole there though. FYI, that goes for the neighbor. You can see where this comes across there. There is a bit of a swell in the building. I'm not super worried about that. And there's a board kind of covering up the hole there. Everything appears to be pretty fine. That there is probably a little critter, but these are things you can either replace with new wood, you can put some kind of like mesh over that, metal mesh that they can't chew through. This does get a little steep here. So, the side of the house, you can see where we have power going in. It appears to be a 100 amp panel. Let's double check that. I don't know why that's blurry. 200 amp in anyways. The panel I've already seen is 100 amp, but you could get that upgraded. There's that little soffit vent I had mentioned before. This here looks like before you have municipal water, there is a cistern in your basement. We'll see that later. I'm going to guarantee they had the eaves going down into the cistern there to collect water. So that probably should be filled in and not left. There might be something blocking it inside the house, but just making sure. Kind of cute across the street there. It's got a lockbox on it and like new windows. So I don't know if maybe that's like a rental property or something, like an Airbnb maybe. The house is sitting nice and high, which is good. So the sill plate is definitely not even close to having any issues with it. Just cinder block foundation. Got this nice little walkway up. I don't have a key for that door. I'm not sure if there is going to be one just because it's an estate, so that might need a replacement deadbolt on it. It's got some weathering on it, but I think you can probably finish it up. I remember when we're inside, I can try and check to see if it's solid core or not. Anyways, it's just like the varnish kind of. I just don't know if the sun and moisture has kind of just lifted it a bit. Storm door's in decent shape. Just a little screen replacement or something there. Looking good. Eaves, again, not a ton of soffits, but you can just put more of those vents in if the home inspector requires. I have some comments on the attic, which I'll give you separately. I stuck my head up there. Your steps and everything appear to be in good shape though. At this age, they're often like kind of crumbling and falling apart. The rental propane tanks here, the contract should be pretty minimal. A window has been closed in and flashed. I'll double check downstairs to see if we can see on the other side if that's insulated or anything. Old chimney here. I don't think it was functional. I have a feeling there used to be an oil furnace or something down there. I saw one pipe that was capped off. So anyways, I just don't think that needs to be there. If you ever did any work on the roof or anything, I would probably just take it down. It appears to be like structurally sound though and not really like falling off or creating any issues, so fine otherwise. Let's hop inside. I think I've covered pretty much everything outside I'd want to. I'm gonna go in the basement first, just gonna put my shoes on. So I'm fumbling around with those. So when you come in, you can see where I'm talking about with the water situation. It's intruding there and it's gone into this bead board a little bit. You can see where it's lifting out. It is just the warping of the bead board, so I don't think that there's going to be like the concrete a major issue there. Just water is coming down and coming through. So that is probably how deep I would want to dig when you put in your wet tech solution. And that's basically just a piece of like bumpy rubber that would send the water down and keep it away from the house. Looks like they've done a little bit of work to like insulate more there. There's a chance, judging from the thickness of this wall, that we might have some 2x4 construction in here, in which case the drywall should come off 2x2s on the 2x4s to make them 2x6, and then you can fit proper insulation in there. Doesn't have to be a lot of money on materials, but if you hire someone to do it, it could be getting a bit more costly. Coming down here, let's not keep it zoomed in. We've got like modern ABS going out to the septic line. It looks like from this pipe here, it looks like something is getting pumped up there, but I don't see a pump back there. I'm guessing that would be because we're below grade here. Not sure how that would be functioning. Anyways, the washing machine drains into the sink currently, so it would be good to find out what's going on with that. We're not going to get hardly any answers from the... Oh wow, that's hilarious. So this is all running on a float. Okay, so it's a sump pump pulling out that water. And it's done on these floats. So as the laundry sink fills up, it drains through a sump pump up into the septic. Hey, it's a solution. Down here you can see where everything's kind of like dug right into the bedrock. So we're sitting on like stone essentially. You can see the little layers there. That would be the natural stone that they've like carved into to create this basement. And then they poured concrete foundation on top of that. And then that's all the footing there, that little raised piece that the cinder blocks are sitting on. So structurally, like, probably not going to score the highest, but I think this house isn't going anywhere, for sure. They've done some makeshift insulating through there. You can see where pipes are coming through. I'm going to guess that maybe like an oil furnace maybe was here. I just don't see any ductwork anywhere, so I'm kind of confused about that factor. Got some bronze pipes, copper pipes, and then I think the joining bits might be galvanized steel. I wouldn't be able to tell, but not the most ideal. They can corrode. I think that's what's going on with the coloration there, but not a huge fix. I believe the house to have a rad system for heating, which is rad, probably a lot cheaper than most ways to heat a home. So you have like a boiler there essentially. That tank that's hanging there is a water hammering device, which would indicate that that's probably what's going on, just because you can't have any kind of air pressure undulations happening when you're trying to heat the house off rads. Here we have the casing of an old cistern. You're probably good to actually just remove that now that we're on town water. You can see where they used to bring water in from the eaves troughs, most likely, with that pipe. And then the pipe there would have been pulling water out for the house. Currently it just has a couple stray Christmas decorations in there. So yeah, it can all come out. It's built inside. It's its own separate casing inside of the casing of the foundation. So I've done it before, masonry, chisel, a lot of banging away, noisy, but it all comes out. I did mean to note here, there is this one beam coming across that's catching the span of these joists. And I'm gonna say that that is not great, that those are just sitting on a piece of 2x4. I'm very confused about it altogether because it looks like the 2x4 is barely fastened and just holding that pipe across. So what are those resting on? There's no joist hangers or anything. I don't think that has to be a huge deal in terms of a fix. And I also think this might be like sort of a fake floor, because when you get up here, oh no, this would be the back of the bathroom, I guess. Anyways, I don't think it would be a ton of money to get that supported better, sistering onto the joists a little bit. They're definitely a little overspanned, but with the size of the house, I'm not super worried. I like those beams and stuff added to give more support. A nice chonking beam going across here. Wiring is probably like 70s or 80s, but no candidate of like knob and tube or anything like that. And then I couldn't tell you what's going on there. This looks like, is that where I saw the intake for the oil before? It is. It's running into this. Oh, that's the propane line getting into the system there. So the propane's coming in from the tanks outside there. That window that was sealed off does appear to be insulated, although the insulation looks like super crushed in there, so it might be a better option for it. There is your dryer vent going out. Probably not the most efficient way to deal with that, but I'm sure it works. And it is on the 220 or the 3-phase. I don't know why I always get these numbers mixed up. Anyways, the better one than just a regular plug. The one that you have to invest in otherwise. Everything seems to be good down here. All the bedrock stuff happening. There's this weird like platform situation down here. So I wonder if maybe water comes in here in the spring or something. There is a sump pit over in the corner. These comments would only really just relate to like how usable this space is if water does get in. I don't see any signs of it. Typically like things like these cinder blocks, unless they were put here recently, should have a water line on them if water has been coming in, and I'm not seeing that. Otherwise we've got some shelving down here. It's additional flooring. This might be the siding. Oh, if it is, it'll be easy to get a sample out. Here's our panel. Just the 100, tons of room left. House this size, you shouldn't need a panel upgrade, but if for some reason you needed 200, then it's all right there for you. Some pumping right outside there. Got plank. I think these are pipes that are just dealing with some rads. Great that those aren't baseboard heaters though. Okay, we're getting into the time here on the video. It's going to take forever to upload, but all the info is good. The stairs there, we've just got some makeshift vinyl solution here. I think there is like a solid wood stair under there that you should be able to work with if you're doing some renovations in here. There's like definitely a bit of a musty smell up here, which is probably why the fan's going on. The home's probably left empty for some time for the estate, the probate and everything that has to happen. It's like a good candidate for like a little closet thing here. There is a heater there currently though. One in the bathroom. Your tub surround could last a little longer if you're okay with it. Just a little recock and everything. Toilet and vanity are just fine, so it's gotten darker since I got here. We are ventilated out. Pretty simple. Little medicine cabinet. Oh, there you go. Fun. All you should need. Just the vinyl flooring here again. I'm not sure entirely what's underneath this. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to tell. Sorry, floor. But we do have this nice like hardwood in here. There was some additional downstairs I think I mentioned. And then we have just like a glue-on product here for the backdrop. Cabinets you probably could do something with still. Like it's all wood. Oh, I didn't even notice a garage door opener right there. Double sink with a newer hardware situation there. Fridge is newer. It's great. I feel like we just don't have a dishwasher in here if that's a problem, but I'm sure there's probably room. It's a good size in here. Stepping out into the living dining combo. It's a nice little space. Good windows without having to feel like they're watching you. I don't think there's much activity in that church. That's just condensation again. Like, I don't think there's any broken seals or anything that I'm worried about. Great. Can't get an age on these though. I'd say they're under 20 years for sure. It doesn't help a ton, but bookcasing thing there. Your other entrance. So yeah, let's see if we can find if this is solid core or not. Not solid core. That's okay. It's fancy and fun. Just might not be up to today's code for a fire-rated 4-season door. And this little nook here is just where someone has not wanted to deal with the electrical to move. And they did a renovation at some point, I'm guessing. Okay, coming through, a newer thermostat there. So I'm gonna guess that boiler system was switched out recently, although the units themselves look quite dated. Electrical, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't think there's knob and tube or anything in here. some paper tile ceiling here. I don't think that's a candidate for asbestos, but you never know. A little cubby above the closet there. Decent sized room. I think the measures online. Yeah, I sent a floor plan already. Where's the bathroom? Oh, I already went in the bathroom. We've got a nice big primary room here with like a walk-in closet. This tree all year round should be covering your window for privacy. Good ceiling height. Just like not amazing, but like usually homes on the lower end can have like ceilings that are just at the top of the door framing, so good in that regard. Looks like this floor would clean up really nice. Simple, that very usable closet has a light and everything. Then we have our hallway closets here for linen storage, all the rest, and a potential candidate for a backup primary. You might be able to fit a king bed in there, but the view at the back is just like the septic in the garage, so I kind of like the front a bit more. Closet's better, but a perfectly good room otherwise. Looks like all solid wood trim, so you might be able to restore things a little bit. Yeah, that's the whole house. Thank you for watching.